Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about parents. If you have a kid who has Tourette's, what I would recommend you do, because of course, back when I was a kid, Tourette's really wasn't known about, and still it's not known about a lot, unfortunately, and it probably be a while until it really is, people are aware and also have more cures. So if you're a parent, let's get down to the nitty gritty. It can be very frustrating having a child with Tourette's because there's many different angles. But the main one, and I hope this is why you're frustrated, can be because you want the best for your child. You might see them suffer sociologically, and you understand that life is going to be tough for them. So I think the main thing you should do is let your child know that you're aware of this, and have a lot of patience with your child, especially with tantrums and stuff like this, because your child's going to be going through a lot of stress and they might not be able to communicate what they're going through. Also, when you go to school, especially in elementary, junior high school, even college, socially, not sociologically, it can be very tough. And one of the biggest, I think, hurdles for someone with Tourette's is going to be the years of puberty, especially later on, when, yes, they might be changing in terms of their look, but their peers might be changing to young men and young women to men, while they're changing and their tics are still there, reminding them every day that they have tics. The second thing I would do is tell you never hit your kid if they have Tourette syndrome. It's just not going to help. I've heard stories, and I've even, to be honest, had a little bit of experience with this, of when parents don't know, they just try everything and then they just hit the kid because they think the kid is able to control the chemicals in the brain, and it's not. Maybe to some extent for a while, I can do it maybe for a few minutes if I really concentrate, but I think this is something you want to avoid, because the amount of emotional and mental damage you can do to a child is huge. I think third would be, do not be afraid of going to a neurologist or psychiatrist. A neurologist is much better, because a lot of parents I've seen who children have Tourette's, either they accept them or they just deny that it's even a problem. Okay, sometimes because the parent might be embarrassed by it. Don't be embarrassed by it. You should be, if you're embarrassed by your kid having Tourette's, you should be embarrassed by yourself for being embarrassed that your child has Tourette's. So the best thing is to go to a good neurologist. The issue with that, in my experience, is not a lot of neurologists are good when it comes to Tourette's. You need someone who's really a specialist. And don't be afraid to go to a few people until you find solutions. The fourth is, don't be afraid of trying medication or certain types of therapies for Tourette's itself. You have CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. That can help in some cases to alleviate the severity of the tics down. Of course, you have medication, but with medication comes, it's at the end of every meal there's a bill, right? What does it mean is that there might have other problems due to the medication itself. So that's another one I would definitely look at. Number 5, try to get your kid to be somewhat active. Now this can be really hard because some kids just don't want to go outside, okay? Because every time they go outside, they don't get reminded that they're Mikey or Sarah. They get reminded that they have tics because other people look at them, and once again, it's the horrible experience of going out and having people look at you like you're in a zoo. So try to get them into some physical activities. I think a really good one is I think judo is really good because they're going to learn defeat and how to overcome, because no matter what in judo or wrestling or jiu-jitsu, you're going to lose and you need to overcome that. But all the people around you are also going to be losing, and the more you practice together, usually the team or the people you do become very together, you know, and friendship. So some guy's having some fun with his kids. Hopefully they don't have Tourette's, but if they do, he's doing a good job. Team sports can be great, but with team sports, it's a little bit problematic at the beginning for one reason, is that no matter what, they have to overcome this. So teach your kid how to, actually I'll go that to the next point. In team sports, eventually, so the last is give your kid tools that they can use in order to alleviate the social situations they have in Tourette's. So a big one is this. When they go into a group of people that they're going to keep on meeting, you just tell everyone, or the coach, or the teacher, or the instructor, to tell them and say, hey, my name is Johnny, my name is Mary, and I have something called Tourette Syndrome, which I tic, and I might have verbal outbursts, but I'm here to be a team player, and I'm here to become there. Now, kids can be really rough at the beginning, but as time goes by, because they introduced, you'll see within 2, 3, 4 practices, kids won't even notice about their tics generally. And it'll really help them build up socially and mentally. So I think those are kind of some of my tips. I'm sure I have another video with more tips on them. But if you can do these as a parent, you're really going to help your kid overcome and have a better childhood and eventually a better adulthood with the tics. And yeah, it's all about, right now Tourette's is in a situation we can't get rid of the tics. You can have medicines that help, like clonidine. I didn't like that because it brought my heart rate really down. I kept on falling asleep all the time. You have cannabis oil. That was very effective for me, but you have to really know how to use it. And also, if you give these situations some thought on how to help better your kid for the outside world, because you can't always shelter them, but you can give them all these tools to help them overcome and not be socially impacted by Tourette's as much, because that I think is the real problem with Tourette's. There are others like joint pain. Tourette's does have a larger amount of people committing suicide. From what I know, 4 times more. I might be wrong, but from what I know, and I can see it. But the earlier you get through this, you can actually give them the tools to really become confident. And that's the main thing, so that they are going to get in these battles every day. Could be going to a cafe, could be at the gym, could be at the grocery store. But every time you give it through that confidence, they have a better life. And if you really think about it, you know, there's a saying, iron has to go through fire to become steel. They're gonna be the strongest, most resilient person, hopefully, if you're behind them and they know their parents and their friends and family are behind them. And then eventually, yes, it's always there, but it's gonna be like someone who has a birthmark or someone who might have a limp, and they don't focus on that and maybe get a girlfriend, a boyfriend, married, family, and a regular life, you know? So if you like this video, like and subscribe. I'm about to finish my walk here. It's really hot and I'm a big guy. So I'm even more hot. I'm probably sweating now. And until next time, have a good day.